Hello everybody, this is Trent. It is not what you think it is. No, I did not have a relapse in judgment. I did not use a credit card. I actually used a paycheck for my second job, and instead of applying it to my debt, I decided to treat myself to a brand new device. And this new device that you see before you is the AT&T Tilt. I'm going to give you a brief tour as to what my new toy is all about on the outside, and I'm going to start with the control pad. Now to the left you're going to see the call button, then to the right the end button. Below the end button you have the OK button that of course takes you back to the menu outside of the applications, and then on the opposite end of that you have your start menu button. And then you have the soft buttons on either side at the top here. And then below that, the right soft button, you have the messaging key. And below the left soft button, you have the Internet Explorer key. And in the center here, you have the ubiquitous control pad. Up, down, left, right, and in the center, selector key. Here, you have the grand touch screen of the AT&T Tilt. It's pretty big. Not as big as the iPhone, not as wide as the E90, but it's sufficient for seeing any kind of information regarding texts or emails or even websites. Here you have the earpiece, and that green light that you see glowing, flashing rather, to the left shows that the power is on for this phone. To the right side of this device, you're going to have two buttons. The camera button, which is here at the bottom. Then have the power key. Right below the camera key, you'll have the stylus, which is right here. On the opposite side to the left, you're going to have the push-to-talk key, which is exclusive to AT&T. You'll have the scroll dial, and then below the scroll dial, you have the OK key, which once again takes you back to the menu outside of any application. On the back, if you can see here, it's, of course, manufactured by HTC. Another name for the AT&T Tilt is also the HTC Kaiser or the HTC Titan 2. Now, the back here has a very nice soft feel to it, much like the purple Nokia N95. Now, on the back, you have a port here for an external GPS module. And then you have the 3-megapixel camera lens, and next to the camera lens you'll have a speaker. Now this speaker, it's pretty loud in itself, but it's not as loud as the Nokia E90 stereo speakers or that of the N95, but it's pretty sufficient for what it needs to do. At the bottom of the device, you're going to have the micro SD card slot here at the top edge, and then at the bottom here you'll have the mini USB port for the AC adapter or the USB cord when you connect it to your computer. And then here you have the microphone. And then to the left of the USB port, I believe this is a keyhole so that you can put a tethering rope into it to attach your phone to a security lock or whatever. It goes along the edges here. You'll see that there are ridges that surround the perimeter of the entire device, which I believe helps in providing a firm grip when it's in your hand. And the top slider part of the device is of a polished black marble kind of look, which I think gives it a professional appearance. Now what I'm going to do is sit this device here, and I'm going to turn on the screen. Now, this is going to be a bit misleading for those of you looking at this. This screen here shows the HTC shortcut home menu. That pretty much debuted on the HTC Touch, but this is not a regular feature if you were to get this phone through AT&T. This feature I downloaded today through a site by the name of freewarepocketpc.net is where I got the plugin for this feature for the home menu on the main screen. And I'm going to use the control here to take you through all of the icons. You have the home screen showing you the time. The next icon here is going to be contacts. And as you can see, I have pictures of all of my friends here for shortcuts. The third is going to be weather. As you can see, it's set for Norfolk, Virginia, 75 degrees, and it's at night. The next one here is the launcher application, which shows different applications for quick access. You have Word, Google Maps, tasks in your calendar, calculator. I guess this is to lock the screen. This is to change the orientation of the screen. This is to control the backlight. And I believe this is a file explorer, if I'm not mistaken. And this goes into the some sort of an active sync page or whatnot that launches. I'm not too sure exactly. To let y'all know, this is not a regular feature for the home screen of the AT&T Tilt. It's going to be just a regular screen. If you remember the Titan 1, the first one before this, that's what it's going to look like. So in order to get this feature to show the home page plugin, you'll have to go to freewarepocketpc.net, and it's right there. Now, this opens up just like any other slider phone horizontally. There's a little chime there, and this is the what gives the device its name. As you can see, once you open up the slider mechanism, it tilts at an angle so that you can see it if you were to sit this phone down on a desk or a tabletop. Now, as you can see, the QWERTY keypad is pretty much compact compared to the Nokia E90, but it's still sufficient from what I've found in typing documents and emails and text messages. The one thing that it took me a bit while to get used to was the size of the buttons in comparison to the E90. The caps lock has an indicator light up at the top as well as the function key. With the tilt mechanism, once the tilt is activated, it tends to take away space from the top row here. So it's difficult, well, it's pretty much next to impossible for my fingers to reach these soft keys. But the workaround for that is that since this is a touch screen, you can instead put your finger on the touch commands on screen instead of having to rely on these two soft keys on the actual QWERTY itself. Now, that's pretty much a quick showcase of what this is all about. I will go into further detail later on in another video, and I will catch all of you then. Take care.